What do you do when it's illegal to play metal in your country? I want to introduce you to a band today that is originally an Iranian modern metal band, but they moved to Turkey due to the illegality of metal in their home country. And I want to check out a song called Outcasts. The story behind the song, I'm told, is that it's inspired by the rich heritage of Persian literature and reimagined through a modern lens. Outcast tells the story of those who've been rejected, silenced, and pushed to the margins. This song is a tribute to those who bravely fought for their rights and freedom, honoring their courage, resilience, and enduring legacy, especially those who sacrificed their lives in the struggle. The background story of this song got my attention. I would like for you guys to go check out Amin Yahyazadeh and Out of Nowhere on YouTube. I'm going to put all the links in the description and link them to this video. I'm very excited to check out this song with you. It was just released a couple of weeks ago, and I cannot wait to see what this is about.
Drag me down.
I gotta close my mouth. His voice went from that screaming to just the singing. Okay, I don't understand much of what he's saying when he's screaming, so I'm gonna pull up the lyrics here in a second. But this goes hard. The shredding, the drummer is going bananas. Oh my gosh. Outcasts. Oh my gosh, that I did not expect his singing voice.
They can't drag me down. We will hold the heritage as we fade away in dust of time. We're the outcasts, vindicated.
Oh God, the body bags everywhere is killing me, you guys. This is reality. This is people's reality. Led to the slaughter, killed for speaking out against the government or a regime. It's terrible. It's disgusting. I respect that contrast between the eyes full of flames and the crying, the grief, the weeping. Perhaps weeping for all the people that have been lost, that have lost their lives, for our desire for freedom, to see how many have sacrificed, make the ultimate sacrifice to speak for truth. The fire ablaze, I think, is so powerful because, and even the musical genre here, the screaming, however harsh the shredding is, and the drums, they're going banana, the bass line is ridiculous. The guitar, even the time signatures and the way that they're stopping and going, and the rhythmic elements to this, I think are so fitting to the topic. When you have a system not even just in specific countries, but overall in this world, full of corruption and full of death and so much suffering and division. I feel like only music like this does justice at times to the rage that evokes, to the anger, the grief of the horrendous things that are happening in this world. It sets us ablaze, eyes that are ablaze with fire. It's this, in Germany we say no rot, right? When all you can see is red. You're like a bull that, it sees red. It's this feeling of, my soul is on fire because of the injustice that's happening. I'm angry. I need to speak up about this. And I love the fact they're using their platform to do so. But I think the genre is so fitting to that human feeling of saying enough is enough. I can't even believe that is his voice. I want to interview these guys. I can't believe it. Like, I would not, if I saw him walking down the street, I may assume that he can scream the way he screams. And that growl, it's phenomenal vocal control. But his singing voice, oh my gosh. I'm subscribing. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh. Okay, sorry. I got distracted because I subscribed. Subscribe to them. Go to Amin, Yahyazadeh. I hope I'm saying your name right, brother. And Out of Nowhere, subscribe to them. We got to blow this up, my friends. Oh, this is so good. Okay, listen, I was going to mention and I forgot, but now I think it's fitting. I loved how in the beginning, you have these Arabic and Arab and Persian influences. And I love that blend between honoring the traditional and connecting it to heavy metal and to the modern. It's that modern lens, like he said. Absolutely beautiful. But now it almost feels like they're bringing in a touch of EDM and techno in combination with the Persian, in combination with the heavy metal. Freaking legendary. Everyone bumping their fists. It's like an anthem. It's an outcry, an anthem of all the outcasts. I can't even think straight. This underground feeling of where they're all playing is so fitting, right? It's as if you have to meet in secret or hide away. It's the outcast. It's the rebel of a society that are meeting away, not nice on the streets, not nice on a pop star stage, but in the caves and in the empty halls and in the abandoned buildings. That's where they're meeting and they're forming a rebellion. And now everyone just pumping their fists in the air. This is amazing. I have to introduce this to my jiu-jitsu community because this is also the kind of song that you can like fight to, roll to. One more thing and then I'll shut up. I'm sorry. The vocal stacking, all the high-pitched growl and then the high notes that he hits. I love how they stack that. Oh, this I did not know what to expect, but this is exceeding my expectations. That is always so fun. When you're asked to review something or something is put on your radar, you get a suggestion, you never know what you're going to get. And in the, worst case scenario, it's terrible and you're like trying to find some type of substance. In the general sense, it may be nice. And then ever so often you get something that, excites you and sets your soul on fire. Oh yes! The plant breaking through. Wow. This music video was freaking epic. You guys see the poignant, the beautifully, painfully powerful poetry? That's an alliteration, mouthful for you. Of the flower being birthed out of the dust, breaking through the soil that was drenched in blood. A bleeding tulip. It looks like a tulip to me. A bleeding tulip breaking through the soil, the very soil on which the blood of many was spilled, who fought for freedom, the outcasts who stood up, who didn't succumb to a certain regime, who weren't afraid. Even as he said, I was birthed from fear, I think is what he said earlier. I gotta find these lyrics and we'll talk about them in more detail. But even as he spoke about being birthed in fear, when you are born into a nation where you have to be afraid for your freedom, possibly being imprisoned, worst case being killed for questioning a system and speaking up. Crazy. Birthed out of fear. And then that same soil that was drenched in blood by those who made the ultimate sacrifice because they spoke up, because they questioned, because they didn't hide in fear. And out of that soil, out of that blood-drenched ground, something beautiful being born. It's an honest conversation about the sacrifice, about the pain, about death, about suffering. That's why I think the song and even the genre, the screaming, the growling, that beautiful melody in the chorus was so fitting to this whole song, because what other genre really does justice to that type of anger, turmoil, and fire in our souls? To then, even though it's an honest conversation about the pain and the suffering, to still give hope. And that is brilliant psychologically, because that's what makes people willing to fight, right? When you're trying to get together an army to fight for a cause, you have to have some type of good speech or some type of anthem or something to make people want to be willing to lay down their life. Most of the time, if you're just sitting there going, hey guys, will you join me in my cause? You may get sick. Worst case, you may die, right? Most people will not join your cause. But when you have an anthem, when you have a good reason, when you are able to ignite people, when you're able to give them something to say, yes, I'm willing to fight for this. I believe in this so much, I'm willing to lay my life down. And that's what this feeling of this song had for me, but also what that flower represents. It's this idea of hope, of reminding people that something beautiful can be born even in the face of death and loss. I'm the echo of the fallen, a hymn that never found the light I lost still crawls inside me. I love how that was broken up here. That never found the light I lost still crawls inside me. Beautifully, songwriting-wise and literary art-wise, beautiful poetry because of the way the stanza, the verse is broken up. A hymn that never found what? The light. I'm the echo of the fallen. A hymn that never found the light I lost still crawls inside me. So on one hand, a hymn that never found the light, a song that never saw the light, that never found the light because they died, because the voice, the fallen, the echo of the fallen, because people died here. They never found the light, but also the light that I lost still crawls inside me. It's a beautiful play on words that shows the duality of two things. The fallen and that hymn, their song that never found the light because of death, but also the light that still crawls inside of me. There's an echo here. There's something that I cannot shake. And it points, I think, to this beautiful circle of life, in my opinion, because you can have the death of one thing that births something else. The end of one story does not mean the end of everything. The end of something can very well be the beginning. The life is perhaps much more cyclical than we realize. Things are perhaps much more connected than we realize. Through every wound I hide, if this is death, then let it bloom, a garden rising from my tomb. What a declaration, a willingness to know and to hope that something beautiful will come out of this. My melted face devours doom. We are the ones they couldn't claim, fire-eyed, untamed. Fitting to what was happening in the music video. A nameless ghost with 1,000 names. Burn it down. I've had enough of these fractures. I fight with all my broken bones. Let them draw their borders deep. I don't give what the sovereigns need. No flag, no face, no severance. They can't drag me down. We will hold our heritage. That kind of courage to be willing to die for something, but also to understand the duality thereof. To say, we're going to hold our heritage. No flag, no face, no severance. We will hold our heritage. I'm not going to bow to your flag or to your cause or to your corruption. I'm going to hold on to my heritage. To be able to understand that I don't have to let go of where I come from, that I know my heritage and who I am, but I'm not going to bow to your borders. I'm not going to bow to your regime. As we fade away in dust of time where the outcasts made... Oh, I lost my spot. I'm sorry. We are the outcasts made to decay, yet our spirits stay forever. Bring it on. We're born of effing damnation. Shadows align, the flesh defies. Caged in the pulse where the angels died. Bathed in the fever of salvation. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. We bleed the effing same blood. You terrorize the blaze of consciousness. Yeah, people that want to question things, that are conscious and awake and willing to rebel against the system are terrorized. We consecrate the scars that never rest. I love this declaration of saying, we will not forget. You can slaughter us, you can destroy, you can come against us. We will not forget. Our scars will never rest. You fantasize a world that could not see. That's what the government, that's what many corrupt regimes would want. They fantasize about a world that is blind, that is not conscious, not awake, that is not able to see. But we are not the ones we used to be. We will hold our heritage. I know where I come from. I know what I'm holding on to. And I refuse to bow to these flags, to these systems, as we fade away in dust of time where the outcasts made to decay. Yet our spirits stays forever. Kings and towns in trembling fear. The land grew bitter, skies unclear. I'm born of the seed of darkness. Upon your shoulders nod your greed. Calling out the system, the corruption, my goodness. The revenants rise from the ashes, awaken the clashes under the shadow of the fallen sun. We will hold our heritage. And then the chorus repeats as we fade away in dust of time where the outcasts made to decay. Yet our spirits stays forever. Yet our spirits stays forever. My goodness, what an anthem. What a way to rally people together, to be willing to stand for something, even if they're having to hide away underground, if you will, somewhere. Standing together, declaring that they will not their Persian lineage, to their heritage, but with the modern twist, coming together, standing for something, willing to die, willing to fight the system. Speaking truth, honoring those who have lost their lives, honoring those who have paid the ultimate price. And that matters, psychologically. That's the kind of stuff that gets a reaction out of us. When we look at North American history, USA, for example, celebrating its 250 years this year, and you look at the complex history that is, right? And the backs that it was built on, the blood that was shed in the process, and also people who came with the hopes of a new life. It's not a black and white topic at all. It's a complex history full of bloodshed and rebellion. You have a nation that on one hand was full of and built on slavery and has plenty of blood on its hand. And at the same time, a nation that was a desire to be free from a system they deemed tyrannical, right? There's this duality there. On one hand, pride and patriotism towards the desire to be free from a corrupt system and a monarchy that seemed tyrannical, a desire to declare your independence, and yet still there being slavery and bloodshed and war and loss. There's so much duality in each country. You can have a nation, and the things we see going on right now in Iran and other places where there are those who might, out of fear or out of agreement, subdue to a certain regime, and you have the regimes changing, you have dictatorship and corruption, you have those who stand up for it, who get imprisoned and persecuted and killed for it, and the rest of the world is watching. There's so much complexity when we look at the world and sociology and politics and games that the powerful play. Sometimes it's very disheartening because there's so much corruption. And I think we need bands like this. We need people who are willing to shed light on these topics, who are not afraid to talk about the hard things, who are using art and their platforms to speak up, to honor those who have fallen, those who have lost their lives for a cause that they believed was worthy. And I would argue that freedom is a very honorable cause. I would argue, if anything, yes, many people have died for many things, and there are many deaths that seem so in vain and so meaningless. When we're just, killing one another in war, what's the point of that? But when someone is persecuted because they chose freedom and human dignity, those regimes that would want to silence people, would rather fantasize about people not seeing, being blind, not conscious, not awake, not asking questions. We need to speak up against those type of regimes. I did not expect this, you guys. What a song. Please go check out these artists. I'll put all the links in the descriptions and I'll tag it above. Make sure to subscribe to them. What did you think about this song, Outcasts? All of you metal lovers, what did you think about this? Make sure to subscribe here too, and I will see you on the next ride. Ayo.